Good morning, children. So this is the time for our revision. So our exams are knocking at our door very frequently, and therefore it is the time for the revision. And now, as the pattern of the question paper changed, therefore accordingly we will have to equip ourselves. And the first gesture in this particular area is that we have to prepare ourselves with the MCQ. So along with the MCQ, we will have to learn a lot. And in order to answer the MCQ question particularly, what we need is we need to go beyond the text also. Many times you will have to guess the answer. Many times there is the implied or indirect answer. Therefore, what we need to understand is the connotation. Is the connotation, connotation, connotation. Okay, denotation. Now, my dear children, so when you are talking about a particular word, this word is having two meanings. One, what does it denote? Means what that is directly tell. Means what is the literal meaning? Literal. Literal meaning means the particular meaning that we get from the dictionary. That is quite important. When you learn the word meaning, when you master the word, you are gaining the power. Because what is wisdom? What is what? What is wisdom? What is wisdom? Therefore, what is to be mastered? And this what is to be mastered how? What is to be mastered with their literal meaning. Now, when you are talking about the word in the indirect meaning, okay, the word has the indirect meaning. And when you are talking about the literature, so we are developing what? A lot of faculties. So what does it represent? Okay, what does it represent? What does it signify? Okay, signify. What does it connote? What does it imply? Okay, IMPLY, imply. All these things are there in literature, and what we need to do, we need to master those words and phrases which has the implication. Which has the implication means which has the indirect meaning, not only to the direct meaning. Then our knowledge will be perfect. We can go to any answer, and we can understand any text, seen or unseen, given to us. Therefore, in order to learn all this and much more, let us go to the text. So we'll be going to the text. Before that, we'll have a look on what we need to focus in this particular lesson. So, in order to learn that, let us go on learning simply through the Hidden English presented by K. Here we go. Let's continue. So first let us see. So I have written here Otto von Bismarck. Have you heard of Otto von Bismarck? So Otto von Bismarck, he was the chancellor. Chancellor of which country? He was the chancellor of Germany. So it is under his leadership that there was unification of Germany. Unification of Germany was occurred, or unification of the Germany was effected by the leadership of Bismarck. And it was under this Bismarck that these two particular territories of France was occupied during 1870. So it was at the time was 1870, and these two territories of France was occupied, and therefore the official order came from where? From Berlin, Berlin. From Berlin the official order came. So what was the order? That German language only is to be taught into the schools of Alsace and Lorraine, because Alsace and Lorraine are never the part of the greater France. Therefore, now they are the integral part of Germany under the unification of Germany. Therefore, now see, my dear children, this lesson is going to be quite interesting and very sensitive and very thrilling. And just to add to the thrilling, this lesson is presented by a narrator. And the narrator is a very small boy. So, this narrator is a France. He's a very small boy. He's a school-going boy, and he's the narrator here. And he expresses his emotion, expresses his feelings, expresses his experience, and also the realization. And then from there, we need to learn a lot of meaning. We need to learn a lot of lessons. So, these lessons are given by little Franz when he is explaining the lesson as a narrator. Therefore, my dear children, this lesson is going to be very interesting. And in this lesson, we will be learning a lot of things, and more particularly, we will be discussing the MCQs. So, our main focus will be on MCQ, and when we will be discussing the MCQ, we will also give a detailed description of the MCQ as far as time allows. Therefore, in order to learn that, let us continue with our explanation. And before start, let us go to the writer. Name of the writer is Alphonse Daudet. Alphonse Daudet. This T is not pronounced, and this pronouncing, this is like O, do, de. T is not pronounced, it is a silent. Therefore, I put it within bracket. I put it within bracket. Therefore, the name of the writer is Alphonse Daudet, who was born in 1840 and died in 1897. So he was a great patriot, and he wrote this particular lesson in order to inspire the people of France, and more particularly, he gives the message that language is very crucial and very important, and as if it is the key to our freedom. If the people are enslaved, if the people are made the slave by any other nation, if any other nation want to subjugate or control, what is the key? The key is the language. Therefore, language is having a very crucial role. Our mother tongue is very important. What is your mother tongue? So, everybody's mother tongue will be different. But mother tongue is very, very important because it develops the mental makeup. It develops the imaginations and the feelings of the child, and therefore, what is important is language. And there is no denial of the fact that language is very, very important. Let us continue. So, my dear children, so we wanted to talk about some of the terms, and after discussion of these terms and some little one of discussion, we will be directly going to the MCQ questions. Therefore, let us go to it without wasting our time. Let us continue. So first, let us see what is chauvinism. Chauvinism is what? Excessive love or devotion for a particular thing. It may be particularly the language. So when you are very much devoted to your language, when you are thinking that this is the best of the language or most superior of the language, then this is called linguistic chauvinism. And this linguistic chauvinism actually occurs when the ruler try to impose his own language to the subject, that is called the linguistic chauvinism. Therefore, let us continue now. Let us go to the other ideas that are there in this particular chapter. So here you go. See in this lesson there are something also. The something is into the form of the attitude of the teacher and the student toward learning. So now when we are talking about the attitude, my dear children, so what is the attitude? What it means what? The view. Attitude means what? Opinion. Therefore, what is the opinion or the attitude of the children? So that the children will tell, wow, I have plenty of time to do the math tomorrow. So physics, oh, okay, I can do it. I've got the note today. Today, let me just postpone, and tomorrow I'll learn it. So in this way, what is there? The kind of laziness. So the student to become very lazy, postpone the work, and this postponement is the procrastination means postponing whether to do or not to do. Okay, simply give up the work. Okay, or just abandoning the work, giving up the work. Okay, काम को छोड़ देना, that is the kind of the attitude of the student that is expressed here, and from here we are to learn. So that's teacher are also responsible. Many times what exactly happen, the teacher also many times do what for their own work. They say that okay, today is a holiday. Okay, let us stop learning today. So I have got to do some work. So in this way, what is the scene is that this lethargic attitude. This lethargic attitude is also is expressed in the case of the children, either the children or the students. So this is also depicted in a very beautiful manner with the substance and examples. So we'll see to that. So my dear children, so in this lesson, so when we talk about the summary of this lesson, so we see that in this lesson there are how many major characters? There is the major character F-R-A-N-Z. France is the major character, and what he does, he expresses his own opinion. And there is Mr. M. Hamel. M means Monsieur. Monsieur also means Mr. Therefore, Mr. is not needed. Therefore, M. Hamel means Monsieur Hamel is the teacher. So now, when we talk about a particular character, what we need to know, we need to understand some adjective. So this adjective will describe the person. So what adjective will tell? So he is a very sincere teacher. Is the teacher sincere? All right. So he is a very passionate. All right. He is a patriotic person. All right. He is a proud of being a France. All right. He is a hardworking person. All right. And moreover, he is a hard taskmaster. All right. So these are the quality of our. And the most important one is our little France. So what is the particular quality that we find in the little France? So little France is very much sensitive. He is very much sensitive. Okay, S-E-N-S-I-T-I-V, sensitive. So when you come to understand that, oh, this is the last lesson, then he begins to realize, oh, I have done a great mistake. So I have not learned my French lesson. I did not like the French language earlier. I did not like my teacher also because of his cranky behavior. Therefore, slowly and gradually, what comes? The realization comes to the mind of our little. Alright? Therefore, he is a very sensitive guy. And he knows where his mistake is. And what he loves nature. He loves nature. And therefore, what he did while he was coming to the school, he was looking at the Prussian soldiers drilling. He saw the birds, and he wanted to go for the hunting of the eggs of the birds. So he was really great lover of nature. Then he was very much observant. He could observe that yes, so many changes have already occurred either in the street or in front of the bulletin board or inside the campus of the school. That means he is a good observer of human beings and also the occurrence. Alright? Then there are some other very minor characters like the sister of the teacher, Mr. M. Hamel. They are not so dominant. They are hardly mentioned. Okay, that the sister was packing to the luggage, because the order has come, and tomorrow the new teacher comes to join here and to teach only German. Therefore, in this particular context, the name of the sister is mentioned. So she is the minor character. Some other characters are here, like the old horser, the ex-member of the municipality. Okay, so these are the members. These are the members are also mentioned into the lesson, and they are not so dominant. They are actually presented here in order to hint at some of the point. Why these particular people, the villagers are brought here? They are brought here to pay tribute. To pay what? To pay tribute. To whom? To the teacher. For what? For his 40 years of dedicated service. 40 years of dedicated service. And because of that, these characters are. Now see, so the young character Franz going to the school, and then he was under temptation. Okay, he was under temptation. What was the temptation? The temptation is that, so I did not prepare the participle, and therefore it is better not to go to the school and just go on watching the Prussian soldier marching, and also spend the day under the sun, under the open sky. But what exactly happened? His willpower was very strong, and therefore what he decided, no, this is wrong. Therefore what he did, he said that it is wrong, and therefore he hurried up to the school, and on the way he met with the blacksmith, and the blacksmith said, "My bab, you have plenty of time to reach to the school." But the thing is that he thought that no, he's actually making a joke. He's making a practical prank or joke on me, and therefore he did not understand the situation. He saw the crowd of the people in front of the notice board or the bulletin board, and hurried up to the school, and at one breath he went to the school. He reached the school, but after reaching to the school also he got very much surprised. क्योंकि ऐसा हुआ था कि स्कूल मतलब संडे स्कूल जैसा था. संडे स्कूल कैसा है? संडे तो मतलब हॉलीडे होता है. देयर इज साइलेंस ओनली. संडे इज इक्वल टू साइलेंस. देयर इज no bustle, there is no noise, there is no desk, there is no rapping by the striking by the teacher onto the table. बच्चे चुप हो जाओ. All these sounds are not there, either from the teacher or the student. And this was the kind of the atmosphere that prevailed here in the school on that day. And the day was the last day of Thanksgiving. So how sensitive, how serious, how somber this particular moment was, how sensitive this issue was, and that is portrayed very beautifully by our French writer, who was initially a teacher, who got exhausted with his profession, and then went to Paris, and after that he took the profession of journalism and began to write, and after that he started writing poems, play, and contributed to the newspaper, and he became very famous with lot of political leaders of the time too. Have you got, my dear children? So this is the interesting background. So at the background, what we see that there is the war is ringing, and there is also the aftermath of the war, the consequence of the war, the impact of the war. And as an impact of the war, what we see is that there is some forceful thing done. The language is imposed. Now the question arises, is it right to impose a particular language to the occupied territories? So, remembering everything, we'll go to the MCQ question, and we'll be discussing all the MCQ or multiple choice question in a very detailed manner. Therefore, without wasting our time, let us go to the MCQ questions. Here we go. Let us move. Now see, some hint is given, my dear children, here. So that the hints here, you will notice the hints here. Is the question has a 4 option followed by correct answer. 4 option, correct option. So I'll be telling the correct option. Student can also take a free test of the MCQ of the last lesson. So you can take some test. You can go to the internet and you can go for the test also. The test of the MCQ of this particular lesson. Then you can try yourself, yes, whether you are right or wrong. Because MCQ question, my dear children, they are with different layers of meaning, and you will be many a time you will be very much confused. You will be very much confused. You will be very much confounded. What is to be done and what is not to be done. Therefore, it's better that you go deeper to the text. You see everything. You see the main text. You see the word meaning. Go to the textual question. You read everything that is here. Including the grammar part also. You see the grammar part, language, use of the language, MCQ questions and other. Everything is there in the book, and including what to do. You prepare yourself. Because continuous practice only makes it perfect. Let us continue now. Let us see the first question. For the last 2 years, where did all the bad news come from? First question. For the last 2 years, where did all the bad news come from? Where means we are talking about the particular piece. Now see, my dear children. So in the text you will understand. Here you see the particular text. When I pass the town hall, there is a crowd in front of the bulletin board. For the last 2 years, all the bad news has come from here. The lost battle, the draft, the order of the commanding officer, and I thought to myself without stopping, what can be the matter now? So from with this particular place, so we will be talking about the bulletin. Bulletin board is the particular place where all the bad news are coming. So we are not talking about the whole. So we are talking about the bulletin board, and it is the source. It is the particular source from where all the bad news will come. Bad news means the lost battle. So the battle, lost battle. Single war, single war is the battle, and there will be short battle, and and in the short battle there was defeat, and as a result, what happened? So the Prussian soldier defeated the France, and then these 2 places were occupied. Therefore, your answer will be the bulletin board, not the school, not at all. Town hall, less chance. We are talking about the source. Source is the bulletin board. The bulletin board means the notice. Bulletin board means what? Notice. Therefore, M. Hamel's house, no answer. Therefore, the answer for the first one will be the bulletin board. Now let us continue. Question number 2. Who asked Franz not to hurry to school? Who asked Franz not to hurry to school? So what is the answer here? Who asked Franz? So let me read out the part, and then you can understand it well. Who is the person? Then I hurried by as fast as I could go, and the blacksmith who was there with his apprentice, reading the bulletin, called after me, don't go so fast, but you will get to your school in plenty of time. So the name of the person is W-A-C-H-T-R. W-A-C-H, blacksmith. So the answer, what's W-A-C-H-T-R? W-A-C-H-T-R. What's star? This spelling is wrong. So this is the spelling, and he by profession was a blacksmith, and he was there with in the company of the apprentice. Apprentice means what? the new learner apprentice. Apprentice means new learner और उसको क्या बोलते हैं? Trainee बोलते हैं. क्या बोलते हैं? Trainee बोलते हैं. Therefore, you understood the answer. Good. Now let us come to the next question. Question number 3. Let us go. Question number 3. What was Hamel going to do? Question France about. So this is a very simple question. The simple question. Participles. Correct. No adjective. No. Ba, baby, bo, view. No. Whole primer. No. That means this is the grammar lesson. This is a grammar lesson. Grammar lesson is a participle, and the rules of the participles are supposed to be asked in the class by Hamel, by Monsieur Hamel, who is the teacher, who is the old and very senior teacher. Now let us see question number 4. What is unusual about M. Hamel's dress? What is unusual about M. Hamel's dress? So something was very unusual. Normally what happened? So the teacher come with the normal dresses. When there is a special occasion, then the dresses will be also special. During the special days, like the school inspection day, school annual day, their dresses will be different. Therefore, there is unusual. Unusual opposite of usual or normal or common. That means unusual means special. Special. So what is the answer? Or clean clothes. ये तो होता ही है. Clean clothes तो हरदम ही होता है. Or clothes he wore on prize days. Yes, exactly. Prize days means the annual days. Or a brand new outfit. Brand new ये भी हो सकता है ना? Or traditional French clothes. इसका तो कोई mention नहीं. Therefore, the right answer here is or clothes he wore on prize days. Let us see question number 5. Next, let us go for question number 5. Who sat on the back bench on the last lesson? Now see, my dear children. So when you are going to answer this question, you will have to know everything about this. Okay, this question. Okay, then only whatever question comes, you can answer it. So for that purpose, what you need to do? Go through the text. Okay. Who sat on the backbench on the last lesson? So onto the backbench, there were the distinguished villagers. There were the distinguished villagers. Who were they? They were old horses. Old H-A-U-S-E-R. Old horses. Who was the old horser? Who was the old horser? He was the distinguished person from the village, and what he was wearing? He was wearing the three-cornered cap. Three-cornered cap. And then there was the former mayor. Okay. Then there was the mayor, M-A-O-R, mayor. Then there was the postmaster. So these people were there. The initial feeling was that he was S-T-U-N-N-E stunned, means very surprised after seeing these people. Okay. So normally these benches were always vacant. Back benches always vacant. Okay. But these benches were now occupied by the distinguished people of the village, distinguished person of the village. Therefore, the answer for this one will be the answer for who sat on the back bench of the last lesson. France. No, you are the last person. Prussian. Question doesn't come. New teacher is no, not mentioned now. The village people means all the distinguished people of the village. Let us come to the next question number 6. What order had come from Berlin? Berlin is the capital of Germany. Okay, Germany, capital of Germany. So from the Chancellor Bismarck, the order came. Therefore, the order was something very much touching order. Okay, very much a touching order. Therefore, let's see this order. To close the school. School तो close नहीं कर सकते हैं. to open a new school in Alsace and Lorraine? No. एक स्कूल कैसा मतलब ओपन कर सकते हैं? दो प्लेस है ना, और स्कूल तो पहले से है. Therefore only the medium, only the main language, first language will have to be changed. This is German in schools of Alsace and Lorraine. Yes, means French, French language will be replaced by what? German language. And that is the order. Order is assigned by whom? Bismarck, the chancellor. Okay. Now let us see next question. Question number 7. Why did Hamel blame himself? Why did Hamel blame himself? Let us see page number 5. You see paragraph number 1, 2, 3, 4. Paragraph number 4. Last part you see. But you are not the worst, poor little friends. We are a great deal to reproach ourselves with. Reproach ourselves with. The word that is here in the book is reproach. Reproach. Reproach means what? S-C-O-L-D, scold. Blame. है ना? So why he said that? Yes. Why did Hamel say that he himself is responsible? Okay, उनका भी कुछ गुनाह है. वो गुनाह क्या है? Not having taught them enough French, वो तो सिखा लिया. Not being strict, strict तो पक्का थे, ये भी नहीं हो सकता है. Not being responsible, responsible पक्का responsible, dedicated थे. Giving students a holiday at time, है ना? कभी कभी holiday declare करते थे कि बच्चों आज ना हम फिशिंग के लिए हम जा रहे हैं, है ना? I am going to do hunt for fish. I am going to the forest. I am going to the river. Okay, for my entertainment. Therefore, the school. So this is the mistake that is committed by the teacher, and the teacher is a very much candid, very free to admit that this is the mistake on my part, and I should not have committed this mistake. Let us see the next question, number 8. Let us go for it. Number 8. What does the last lesson taught by Hamel symbolize? ये देखिए, my dear children, ये जो क्वेश्चन है, ये क्वेश्चन बहुत important है ना? So initially we are talking about what is a symbol, what is a representation, what is, है ना, represent, S-I-G-N-A-Y, है ना? ये जो सारे मतलब वर्ड है, ये सारे का वर्ड लगभग व्हाट इज द रिप्रेजेंटेशन, मतलब ये क्या चीज इनडायरेक्टली बोलना चाहते है ना? तो अभी हमको क्या करना पड़ेगा? तो व्हाट इज दैट गेसिंग? लेट अस सी. What does the last lesson taught by M. Hamel symbolize? Last lesson जो M. Hamel ने सिखा रहे थे, उसका indirect meaning क्या है? तो अभी देखते हैं. No more teaching on the French. हो सकता है. Learning of German, ये भी हो सकता है. Domination of Prussia, ये तो पहले से हो गया. Loss of the language and loss of freedom, ये एकदम exactly correct है. ये जो है ना ऑप्शन डी, ये यही मतलब सिग्निफाई करते हैं, सिंबलाइज करते हैं कि दे हैव लॉस्ट देयर लैंग्वेज एंड दे हैव लॉस्ट देयर फ्रीडम. इसका दो इंप्लीकेशन है ना? इसका दो इंप्लीकेशन है ना? दो टाइप का मीनिंग है. एक तो है कि मतलब देयर इज लॉस ऑफ द लैंग्वेज एंड देयर इज लॉस ऑफ द फ्रीडम. डुअल टाइप ऑफ द लॉस है ना? Dual type of loss. Dual loss. Let's see the next question. I suppose you understood it. What is the moral that Alphonse Daudet wants to bring out? ये देखिए बच्चों, ये जो है ना, so this question you see in every lesson there will be what? There will be the message होगा, है ना? Moral और message मतलब हर lesson में क्या होता है? इसमें तो ये मॉरल मतलब कैसा मॉरल होता है? ये मॉरल मतलब क्या है? ये मॉरल मतलब मैसेज है ना? सो मैसेज मतलब से फॉर एग्जांपल हम ऐसे बोलते हैं कि एंड ऑफ ग्रीफ इज है ना। ये देखिए ग्रीड जो है मतलब लालसा है, लोभ है, और उसका मतलब परिणाम क्या होता है वो डेथ। मतलब आप इतना मतलब लोभ नहीं करना है ना। आपका नीड तो ठीक है, आपका जो नीड है वो ठीक है, लेकिन मतलब आपका जो ग्रीड है वो अगर मतलब बढ़ेगा, वो आपको मतलब यू कैनॉट कंट्रोल इट, you cannot put a break on it, and finally what will happen, this will be the cause of your death. So these are the kind of the messages, my dear children. So in this lesson, what is the moral? Let us see what is the moral here. Not to put off things that one can do that day. Not to put off things that one can do that day. Old order changes to new. Teachers should be respected. One should accept everything that happens. ये देखिए सारे मतलब मैसेज है, लेकिन हमारा इधर जो मैसेज है कि हमारा जो हैबिट है काम को क्या करना, काम को पुट ऑफ करना, ने स्थगित करना, मतलब काम को एबेंडन करना, एबेंडन, काम को छोड़ देना, अरे चलो मतलब काल करेंगे, है ना। काम को क्या करना, पोस्टपोन करना, POSTPONE, पोस्टपोन। ये पोस्टपोन करने का जो एटीट्यूड है वो एटीट्यूड मतलब क्या करना है, सो वील हैव टू डिलीट दिस पर्टिकुलर हैबिट फ्रॉम आवर माइंड, एंड दिस इज द मैसेज दैट द राइटर वांटेड टू गिव थ्रू दिस लेसन। नाउ लेट अस गो टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. So here we go, question number 10. What is the marching of the soldiers under the windows represent? ये देखिए ये भी क्वेश्चन जो है ना, ये भी थोड़ा हाई लेवल का क्वेश्चन है. Now let us see what will be the answer. What is the marching of the soldier? Marching of which soldier we are talking about? So marching of the Prussian soldier, है ना, Prussian soldier. So this imperialist Prussians, what they did, they were marching, they were showing that yes, now we are here, we are for Germany, है ना. तो इसका जो डायरेक्ट मीनिंग क्या है, what does it exactly mean? Dawn of the Prussian in France, sorrow of the villagers, freedom for France, ये नहीं है. The departure of Hamel, ये तो इनके साथ रिलेशन नहीं है. तो डायरेक्ट इसका जो मतलब डायरेक्ट बेयरिंग और रिलेशन जो है, इसका डायरेक्ट बेयरिंग ये है कि देखिए दिस एक्चुअली शोज दैट दिस इज द डॉन. डॉन का मतलब क्या है, इज द स्टार्ट, मींस अर्ली मॉर्निंग, है ना. डॉन का ऑपोजिट क्या है, डस्क, DOSK, डस्क. तो ये हुआ कि मतलब ये उनका सूर्योदय, है ना, सूर्योदय मतलब उनका स्टार्ट, उनका रेनिंग स्टार्ट, REIGN, उनका रेन, उनका रूल मतलब स्टार्ट. Therefore this answer is correct. Now let us go to the next one. Let us go for it. Question number 11. What does M. Hamel's motionless posture reflect? देखिए ये सारे क्वेश्चन कितना इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन है. So from here you can get to know a lot of things. You can get to know a lot of things. Now let us see now. What does M. Hamel's motionless posture reflect? Posture means the way one stand or sit. Pose. So this is pose. ये जो pose है, ये इसमें मतलब क्या बोलते हैं, इसमें क्या रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं, इसमें क्या रिफ्लेक्ट करते हैं, इसमें क्या चीज को indirectly बोलते हैं. Let us see. The school is dismissed, no. The sense of finality, no. Changing order of life, no. Feeling of nostalgia, very much. So पुराने दिनों को मतलब याद आ रहे हैं, इसीलिए मतलब so he become so much nostalgic. He was remembering the past, recollected the past. So he was fondly remembering. Okay, when we are fondly remembering the past, so you are suffering from nostalgia. When you are suffering from the nostalgia, ऐसा नहीं कि आप जब nostalgia मतलब सफर करेंगे आप दौड़ेंगे और नो, आप बैठे रहेंगे और मोशन लेंगे, है ना. तो इसका implication, direct meaning, reflection in. Therefore, the answer P is correct. Now let us go to the next question. Question number 10. Let us see the question. Why does M. Hamel blame the parents? ये बहुत simple सा question. Parents का क्या responsibility था, है ना? So why did the parents are to be blamed? है ना? Parents को मतलब क्या किस लिए blame किया गया है ना? So these were the day school, not like the Navodaya school, है ना? So in the day school, responsibility किसका पास ज़्यादा है? Parents का पास. So when the children went home after that, so that the children were asked by the parents to help them either into the farm or in their daily work, so that they can earn something more, so that they can contribute to their bread and butter. है ना? तो उसीलिए these parents are also responsible. Means they did not give a lot of importance to learning. तो ये देखते हैं अभी आंसर. They preferred children to work in the farm. This is the direct answer. Correct. दूसरा देखने का जरूरत नहीं है. They were not strict. है ना? ये तो हमको दिखाई नहीं दिया. They did not come to M. Hamel's class. वो तो आए थे. They did not love the French language. ये भी mention नहीं है. Everybody will love. Okay, everybody will love the language, but the way of the expression is different. Okay. Therefore, let us go to next question. Question number 3. Let us see question number. Fun things will they make them sing in German even though the pigeon? What would this mean? ये देखिए, ये जो है ना, ये क्वेश्चन जो है ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. ये क्वेश्चन को मतलब हम क्या बोलते हैं, इसको बोलते हैं ओपन एंडेड क्वेश्चन. क्या बोलते हैं? ओपन एंडेड क्वेश्चन. मतलब इसका जो आंसर होगा, ये जो जवाब होगा, ये एक से बढ़ के मतलब हो सकते हैं. मीन्स देयर मे बी मोर देन वन आंसर. तो आप मतलब जो बोलेंगे, आप जब बोलेंगे कि will they make them sing in German even though the pigeon means pigeon. pigeon मतलब क्या करते हैं? उसका मतलब जो बोली है, उसका जो लैंग्वेज है वो क्या है? Who है ना? Who is the language? That means who is likened or compared to who is the language? That is the French language. So normally let us see the German already imposed language, the German language on French troopers, Alsace and Lorraine. Therefore, the narrator, which is France, was of the opinion will that the German people will also impose the language German on the natural birth. Answer is no, not possible. It is not possible because it is not natural. So it is very natural that it will be cooing on. Okay, it is very natural for the pigeon to do coo, and you cannot ask him to say two. In place of coo, you cannot make them utter two or coo. Isn't it? Therefore, it is quite natural. Therefore, you cannot do it. Therefore, let us see the answer. Let us see the option here. German would use brutal force over everyone. Okay. Harsh order will be first. When people are deprived of their essence, even though the surroundings are affected, the German will rob France of its language. German will rob France of its language. So which one is the correct? So the correct answer is that. So it is related to language. The German will try to steal the language, but this trial will be trial only, trial or strive. अगर जोर से आप ट्राई करेंगे तो उसको स्ट्राइव बोलते हैं. वो भी मतलब क्या होगा? है ना? तो 1870 में क्या हुआ? So this two territories were occupied, and this continued up to when? This continued up to 1940, means up to the start of the World War I. This continued. Therefore, the writer said that आपको क्या करना है? You stick फास्ट, है ना, आपको होल्ड फास्ट करना है, होल्ड फास्ट और stick fast, S-T-I-C-K, stick fast to your language, because this language will be the key to your vision, key to your vision, key to your subjugation, domination, control, slavery. Therefore, आपको बचने के लिए, उससे बचने के लिए आपको क्या करना होगा? You have to master the language. Means you have to be literate, you have to be educated. Only when you are educated, then only you can raise the voice, you can control your country, you can dominate or rule your country. That is the message. Let us see the next question. Why does the author urge the reader to respect his language? So it is what makes you respect your countryman. It is the key to freedom. Okay, you can express yourself. It's unique and reflect literature and art. So that obviously the right answer will be, it is the key to the freedom. This language L is equal to key, है ना? Language is the key. When the people are subjugated, controlled, dominated, made slave, है ना? So this is the key to the slavery too. Therefore, that is the right answer. Let us see the next question, number 15. Let us continue. Let us go for the question. Here we go. M. Hamel is introduced as a ruler welding teacher. This demonstrated that he is an adamant, है ना, जिद्दी है. He is a concern, है ना, concern. He is unfeeling, means having no feeling. ये गलत है. He is concern तो है, लेकिन है ना, इसका डायरेक्ट मीनिंग क्या होगा हम देखना पड़ेगा. ये रूलर वेल्डिंग टीचर मीन्स इट इज अ हार्ड टास्क मास्टर, है ना. आपको अगर होमवर्क दिया गया, इफ यू कैनॉट कंप्लीट द होमवर्क, देन द टीचर विल सर्टेनली पनिश. दैट मीन्स ही इज अ वेरी हार्ड टास्क मास्टर. Therefore, let's go to next question. Question number 16. Here we go. Let's continue. Question number 16. M. Hamel emerges as a dash when he teaches his last lesson. M. Hamel emerges as what? Emerges as dash when he teaches his last lesson. Meek person. Meek means what? Meek is sheep, है ना. Sheep like meek. Sheep जो होता है ना, वो क्या होता है? बहुत gentle होता है ना, बहुत gentle, very civil, very decent, true patriot, है ना. ऐसा तो नहीं है. Repentant man, है ना, अफसोस करने वाला आदमी. defeated no, ये तो हो नहीं. Repentant तो है, लेकिन ना उसको जो दिखाई देते हैं, he appeared to be a very meek person, as meek as the sheep. ठीक है. Let us go for the next question, number 70. What was the friends banking on to enter the class as was good? He was banking on. You see, this group verb you will have to, this phrasal verb you will have to remember. Banking on means depending. Banking on means depending. तो क्या चीज के ऊपर वो डिपेंड करते थे? डिपेंडेड ऑन द कमर्शियल, है ना. कमर्शियल मतलब हल्ला गुल्ला होगा, तो हल्ला गुल्ला में मतलब क्या करेंगे वो, मतलब जस्ट विदाउट द नोटिस ऑफ द टीचर विल सिंपली एंटर द क्लास. therefore we take the answer. M. Hamel was teaching on the blackboard. commotion in the class, ये ही है. दिस इज द अपॉर्चुनिटी. कमर्शियल, हाँ, क्लास में हल्ला हो रहा है ना, तो साइलेंटली एंड स्टिलली विल बी गोइंग और class without the knowledge of the teacher, because as soon as the teacher will come to understand, he may punish, he may ask question, and his whole day may be spoiled. Also helping him sneak in to quietly walk in when everyone was preoccupied with participants. So this is the particular factor on which he was dependent. Let us see the next question. Question number 18. Which district came under the Prussian rule? Which district? So district we tell which territories. Okay, territories, है ना. territories. दो टेरिटरी थे. Alsace and Lorraine, ये मतलब दो टेरिटरी थे, यही मतलब टेरिटरी थे. Therefore the answer C is correct. So this is the literal question and there should not be any bothering. Directly we can go for the answer of the same. Therefore let us continue. Let us continue. France looked for opportunity to skip at the school to do what? Now see, he wanted to skip the school. जीवन में मतलब क्या होता है? लॉट ऑफ टेम्पटेशन होता है ना? क्या होता है? लॉट ऑफ टेम्पटेशन. टेम्पटेशन मतलब दुनिया में भरपूर टेम्पटेशन है. Woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep and miles to go. ऐसा मतलब ना, ये जो वुड्स हैं, वुड्स का बारे में हम बात कर रहे हैं, ऐसा मतलब ना बहुत टेम्पटेशन है जीवन में. ये तो जंगल का बात कर रहे हैं, जंगल का मतलब नेचुरल ब्यूटी, ऐसा बहुत सारे टेम्पटेशन जीवन में है. तो इधर भी ना अभी हम देखते हैं वो टेम्पटेशन क्या था. टेम्पटेशन क्या था? So while he was coming to the school, there was a temptation to do collect the birds' egg. Means he was a nature lover, and therefore what he wanted to go for the hunting of the birds' egg. है ना? फिशिंग का बारे में कोई मेंशन नहीं है. वर्किंग ऑन द मिल ऐसा नहीं है. What are the plans? इससे कोई बात ही नहीं है. गार्डनिंग का कोई बात नहीं है. So the answer option D is correct. Let us go for next question. Last question of this type. Let us see the question number 20. Question number 20. Why love France become an emotional evidence of Hamel's? Okay, let us see. So what is the kind of the emotion? It talks about sadness and patriotism, finality and depression, nostalgia and emotional adversity, love for the school and teaching profession. इसमें उनका क्या मतलब है? This actually is also a message. This is a message for the people, है ना? This is the message for the people. Why love France? France का जय हो. मतलब means it actually shows what direct patriotism. He is a great patriot. It shows that what you will have to do. You will have to love France. You will have to love your country. In order to love the country, you will have to love the language. In order to love the language, what you will have to do? What you need to do? You need to be educated. Once you are educated, then only you can control your country. So this is the implied meaning or indirect meaning. Therefore, option number 8 is very correct. So we'll be now discussing only 5 more questions. So let us see from this part any 5 questions. Let us go for it. France's reluctance to reach the school. तो पहले क्या हुआ? एक बच्चा जो है ना reluctance माने reluctant. Reluctant का मतलब क्या है? Unwilling. Why a child is unwilling to go for study? He is unwilling because major reason will be he doesn't know the ABC of the subject. अगर उनको मालूम होता, सब्जेक्ट के बारे में मालूम होता, तब क्या होता? और जानने के लिए और ज्यादा क्यूरियोसिटी होता, है ना? He should have been more curious to know. But जब मतलब उनको एक के मतलब चैप्टर के बारे में पूछा जाएगा एंड उनका कुछ नॉलेज नहीं है, तो वो क्या करना चाहेंगे? He will try to skip the class, है ना? क्लास को मतलब बंकिंग करो, स्किप करो, चलो क्लास छोड़ के चलो. Therefore, let us see the option was worried as he started late from home, है ना? ये थोड़ा हो भी सकता है. Was apprehensive of facing his teacher and Hamel as he had not prepared his lesson and participated. We saw was question in the class. ये तो एकदम सही है, बाकी कुछ देखने का जरूरत नहीं. उनका मतलब बहुत डर था. एप्रहेंशन मतलब डर है, टीचर को फेस करने में डर है, क्योंकि उसका प्रिपरेशन नहीं था. इस पर पार्टिसिपेट करा जो नेक्स्ट डे पूछा जाएगा. मींस दैट पर्टिकुलर डे. Therefore, the option 2 is correct. You not to go for any other option because you know this is the correct option. Let's see. Usual scene of the classroom. ये देखते हैं, ये थोड़ा different type of question है. तो let us see it. Usual scene क्या होता है? There is a lot of commotion, है ना? Opening and closing of the desk, cutting of the teacher, okay, with the rot. Therefore, great commotion, ये तो correct है. Opening and closing of the decks, lesson being repeated in unison, teacher's ruler wrapping under the table. Backbenchers were usually empty. ये तो नहीं है. Usual scene of the classroom, मतलब क्या होता है? उसमें opening and closing of the desk, है ना? Closing of the desk. Teacher rule wrapping on the table, ये भी correct है, लेकिन वो दोनों मिलके मतलब क्या होता है? There is when the classes start, है ना? तो ये option A 1 is correct. The difference on the last day of the school, the quiet atmosphere as on Sunday, correct? All classmates occupying their respective place. तो सही ठीक ही है. M. Hamel walking to and fro with his iron ruler under his arm, formally dressed up, spoke to the friends in a gentle manner. Back benches were occupied by old hosts, former mayor, former postman, and several other villagers. The difference on the last day. So these are the differences, my dear children. These are the differences. Therefore, if we give another option like why, all this will be the correct answer. All this will be the correct option. Therefore, let us go to the next question. Let us see some other model. Any question left out, let us see. Let us see the literal question, very simple question, textual question that I mean. Who sat on the back bench on the last lesson? Back bench में कौन मतलब बैठे थे? That distinguished villager. Let us see the option. Option अभी हम देखते हैं क्या क्या option है. Therefore, the option will be the village people. तो ये distinguished मतलब देने से वो भी correct होगा. Therefore, the correct answer here will be the village people. Village people. Let us see another question. What order has come from Berlin? Berlin से मतलब क्या order आए थे? To teach German in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine. ये correct answer. This is the correct answer. The correct answer is to teach German in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine, and for that purpose, a teacher also is appointed or transferred, and he is going to reach tomorrow. Close the school ये नहीं है. Open new school नहीं है. That Hamel would have to leave maybe. So this is the order that German language will be started in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine. Now let us see if any more question is left out. Why did Hamel blame himself? We have already discussed. What is the last lesson taught by the teacher symbolizes? That means we have almost discussed all the questions. Therefore, my dear children, this is the end of the lesson. I suppose you understood the lesson beautifully, and you can make the record of the same. So the PDF of the same also can be provided to you, and you make the record of the same, make a extensive study of the textbook. Only read the textbook, know the word, know the meaning, begin to think, and then go beyond the text, read the writer, read the background, read the setting, and then your understanding of the text and beyond the text will be over, and you can master not only English, you can master other subjects too. With this hope, let me conclude. Thanks to all. Promise to meet you soon in the next video. Till then, bye bye. Have a very good day.